A motion to open restructuring proceedings against PKP Cargo was filed with the Warsaw District Court on June 27th. According to the authorities, this is expected to improve the carrier's financial situation. According to trade unionists, it opens the way to the company's collapse. In a short while, the company will permanently lose the ability to make transports. In terms of safety, this is terrible news. We intend to write a letter to the Polish Minister of National Defense in the near future. The cargo company, as a national carrier, has transportation responsibilities in case of armed conflict. Today, this entire operational structure is being dismantled. According to the Polish law, PKP Cargo cannot go into bankruptcy, but the restructuring proceedings just mean bankruptcy, according to the trade unionists. The company is not in a position to win any tender, as the company's decision-making bodies do not work. Moreover, real estate can be sold at any time, and employees can be fired. It is a nuclear bomb. That is, PKP Cargo for us ceases to exist, because yes, people will be let go of. People will leave on their own, because from the sinking ship, everyone flees. All customers, contractors will turn away from PKP Cargo, and unfortunately, the market will have to be taken over by the German DB. There are plenty of companies, and as far as I can see, this is what our current government wants. PKP Cargo plays a key role on the logistics map of Poland. Among other things, it is responsible for military transports or fuel deliveries to power plants. If the company is paralyzed, its duties will have to be taken over by someone else, perhaps stronger German competitors. And all this at the dawn of a rail renaissance in Europe. The question is, will Poland be in time for this train of change?
Według strategii europejskich do 2050 roku.
According to European strategies, the transportation of goods by freight trains is expected to double by 2050. So in a while, this market in Poland will be twice as big, and we, at the threshold of this phenomenon, are closing or liquidating the largest state entity that could be the biggest beneficiary. This is almost, in my opinion, economic sabotage. There are concrete solutions on the table that in the long run could prove to be a pot of gold for PKP Cargo. The carrier could make money from transporting goods that would enter our country via container ports or the central transport port. Unfortunately, the snail's pace and truncated scope of carrying out investments makes such a scenario increasingly unlikely. Maciej Struk, TV Republika. The first round of snap elections is underway in France after French President Emmanuel Macron dissolved parliament, suffering a defeat against the right in the European Parliament elections. Polls show a possible victory for Marine Le Pen's national rally, and this could mean, above all, a significant change in French migration and social policies. Nanterre, an immigrant enclave near Paris. This is a white march on the anniversary of the death of a 17-year-old Algerian boy, shot dead by police while trying to flee during a checkpoint. Niall's death sparked riots across France and irregular clashes with police on the streets of French cities. This time, the order was given to withdraw any police forces for one major reason: the elections. Similar tactics were used all over France, even when there have been assaults or robberies in recent days. Pacification action cancelled. As expected, an operation was organized to take control of the district with police reinforcements, but it was cancelled by commanders so as not to cause confusion 2 days before the elections. This is, as experts point out, a cynically calculated tactic to sweep the problem under the rug at key moments for the authorities. Now it's an election that could shake up the French political scene. At the moment when actually the authorities, if they were so elected and wanted to implement this program, here we practically see a situation of mass riots and clashes with the security services, not only with the police, but probably at that point, the French would have to divert en masse to this type of operation, including the armed forces. According to all polls, the right-wing National Rally is likely to win, and according to some, even have an independent majority. and that could mean a sharp change on migration policy. The sheer mobilization of the French is already surprising. Such a high turnout has not been seen in France since 1981. At 5 p.m. local time, more than 59% of French people had voted. In the previous election, by comparison to the one 2 years ago, there were over 12% fewer voters. Marine Le Pen has repeatedly stressed the need to change the course on migration policy, something the vast majority of French people want today. We need change, and maybe things will get better. So far, nothing has been done. Something needs to be changed. We need to try. We never tried with the national rally, so why not try? One of the main counter-arguments against her was her alleged support for Putin. We support Ukraine's fight against Russia. We are ready to provide Ukraine with all necessary assistance. Polls for President Macron's party have been devastating, and this has translated into a demobilization of his electorate. Ultimately, in several speeches, Macron had to urge people to vote. What arrogance! The whole debate today is being conducted as if they have already won, as if it's not worth going to vote. France is becoming another Western European country where migration and social policies are becoming a key campaign issue and boosting the position of right-wing parties. The question, however, is whether it is simply too late for France to even make radical changes in this regard. Kamil Czaska, TV Republika. Starting tomorrow, we will pay from tens to hundreds of zloty more for electricity and gas in Poland. This is the result of the new Tusk government's decision to abandon the anti-inflation shields introduced by Law and Justice. What was given, contrary to the announcements, is just being taken away. The fact that there is no active role of the state in the economy is also an important factor that will lead to the fact that very soon we will see a very dynamic jump in electricity and energy prices, and each of us will feel it in our wallets, because the disposable income of all of us will fall. So we will pay more, even though Donald Tusk argued in the political campaign that we will pay less. Today, and this I can say with all responsibility, I believe that if I were Prime Minister today, the electricity and gas bills could be half of what they are today. Already since April, we have also been paying more for food. Tusk's government then raised the VAT rate to 5%, which was reduced by Law and Justice to 0. Higher prices immediately raised inflation, as even this graphic released by the Civic Platform confirms. The first 6 months of Donald Tusk's government also saw a freeze on investments, such as the Central Transport Port and nuclear power plants in Poland, and a wave of layoffs is sweeping across Poland as well. It is not even out of the question that this could lead to some serious crisis, a large increase in unemployment, perhaps even to a level as it once was under Donald Tusk's predecessors, above 10% and high inflation, and unfortunately these are likely things. Economists' predictions, although pessimistic, may indeed be confirmed soon, just as the earlier predictions of politicians from the current opposition have been confirmed. We predicted it would be this way. Poland will be incapacitated from the European Union, and what? And this is what is happening. There were supposed to be no immigrants. We have immigrants. He said there would be no immigrants from the European Union. They are coming from the East, and so on and so forth. So what are we even talking about at this point? These are all clear-cut situations that we knew about beforehand. There are, however, some continuities. State-controlled Orlen has just introduced a summer price cut, the same as under the Law and Justice government. Back then, however, the Civic Platform politicians attacked Daniel Obajtek for allegedly controlling prices manually. Konrad Wąż, TV Republika. People flocked to the city center and beaches in the Polish port city of Gdańsk on Sunday, June 30th, as temperatures reached 33 degrees Celsius or 91 degrees Fahrenheit in the city by the Baltic Sea.
No, for sure, it doesn't bother me. I love this kind of weather. Generally, I was at home. I am here by accident because I needed to meet my family. So I wasn't going to go outside today because of my chores, but I did, and I don't regret. I think that it's the best weather ever.
While some locals rejoice at experiencing tropic-like temperatures by the Baltic Sea, others notice how unusual it is to witness such weather in this part of Poland.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, the climate is warming, and yeah, it's getting warmer and hot. So I think it's more often than a few 5-10 years ago, and especially living here at the bay, it's always colder in summer. So right now it's really hot.
It's not that hot. It's okay. If it's too hot, you go to the water and it's okay.
Authorities issued a heat wave warning throughout Poland for Sunday, with temperatures reaching 34 degrees Celsius or 93 degrees Fahrenheit in the capital of Warsaw. In the northern and central regions of Poland, including Gdańsk, authorities also issued severe thunderstorm warnings, accompanied by heavy rainfall of up to 50 millimeters or 1.97 inches, and wind gusts of up to 120 kilometers per hour or 75 miles per hour.